Hey, this is Tom Webster, and this is Sounds Profitable for Wednesday, February 21st. Meet your new co-host. A lot has been said about AI replacing human-made content. Well, this week I'm going to propose a person-first future that deploys AI-powered tools where they work best, as a support structure. But first, new on Sounds Profitable from Media Bodies founder Edward Fuller, South by Southwest is less than a month away, and it's time to start prepping to make the most out of it. Catch Fuller's new piece, How to Maximize Your SXSW 2024 Experience as a Podcast Professional, right now on soundsprofitable.com. Well, confession time. Solo podcasting has always been my Everest. Sure, I've lent my voice to our daily news podcast, The Download, and even this one right here, but these are scripted, right? I wrote this. Venturing into unscripted solo territory, well, that's where I draw the line. And yet there's never been a better time to dive into it, thanks to a little help from our friend AI, or as I affectionately call him, Chad. AI is not just about cold, hard data. It's a goldmine of creativity. It digs up trends, story ideas, and cultural vibes that we might miss on our own. This digital buddy can navigate the chaos of human thought, offering up a curated list of ideas ready for the taking. It's not here to steal the show, but to spotlight our own creativity, making our wildest podcasting dreams a reality. And when inspiration's running low, AI is like that life raft in a sea of creative drought. I love my mixed metaphors. It's here and it's now, and it's ready with topic suggestions, narrative structures, or that gentle nudge towards a path less traveled. Imagine a brainstorming partner who's always on, never sleeps, and is constantly brimming with fresh ideas. Actually, that sounds like my partner, Bryan. So picture this. Your podcast evolving from a monologue to a dynamic, engaging conversation. AI jumps in not just with facts and jokes, but with thought-provoking questions and perspectives that stir debate and captivate listeners. It's like having a co-host who's always in the know, ready to spice up your episodes with real-time trends, listener interactions, and a dash of unpredictability. But don't think of AI as your on-air co-host. It's more like a behind-the-scenes guru, offering feedback, suggesting edits, and ensuring your content's on point before it hits the airwaves. Ever had post-release jitters? Running your content by AI can squash those doubts, making your podcast as polished as it gets. AI in podcasting goes beyond mimicking human chat. It's about deepening conversations with insights that might not strike us immediately. Imagine diving into text role and education and having AI chip in with the latest stats or sentiment analysis mid-discussion. It's about adding a layer of depth and relevance that resonates with listeners, thanks to AI's ability to pull in data and stories on the fly. So how do you get started? Well, here's some tips. Number one, choose your partner wisely. First things first, find an AI platform that feels like a good fit for your podcast's vibe. And I've used 3 or 4 fairly regularly. There's a bunch out there, from ones that can spit out episode ideas based on trending topics, to those that can analyze your script for engagement hotspots. If you want a tip, look for platforms that offer a trial period, and that way you can take them for a spin without committing your entire production budget, if you have one. Script writing and editing. Once you've chosen your AI buddy, it's time to put it to work. If you're stuck on your next episode script, feed your AI some keywords related to your podcast theme and let it suggest content outlines or even write a few draft scripts. Not all AI-generated suggestions will be gold, but they can spark ideas you might not have considered. And for editing, AI tools can highlight overused phrases or suggest where to add a joke or even a dramatic pause for effect. Dynamic dialogue creation, and this is where the magic happens. Use AI to generate potential questions your listeners might have or to play devil's advocate on topics you're covering. It's like having a brainstorming session with someone who's read everything on the internet because, well, they kind of have. Record these prompts and your responses to simulate a conversation, or use them as a guide to keep your solo episodes more engaging. Customize your content with AI insights. Dive into AI-driven analytics to understand what your audience digs. AI can sift through comments, shares, and listens to suggest topics that are likely to resonate with your listeners. It's like having a backstage pass to your audience's collective brain. You could make interactive episodes. Ever thought about making your podcast more interactive? AI can help you incorporate real-time listener questions or polls into your episodes. Some platforms allow listeners to submit questions via social media or even your podcast website, which AI can then prioritize and serve up to you during recording. It's a cool way to make your audience feel heard and part of the conversation. And of course, one of my favorite aspects, continuous improvement. The beauty of AI is that it learns from feedback. Regularly review your podcast performance with your AI tools to fine-tune your content, style, and engagement strategies. It's a cycle of improvement that keeps your podcast fresh and your audience coming back for more. By embracing these practical steps, you're not just using AI as a tool, you're integrating a dynamic, ever-learning co-host into your podcasting journey. AI can bring a new level of depth, engagement, and polish to your podcast, making each episode a unique experience for your listeners. Remember, the goal isn't to replace the human element that makes your podcast special. It's to enhance it, ensuring your voice and your stories remain at the heart of every episode. In the end, it's not about choosing sides between AI-assisted content and pure human creativity. It's about using AI to elevate our stories, make our podcast stand out, and connect with audiences on a deeper level. Whether it's enhancing accessibility, streamlining production, or uncovering insights from listener data, AI is a tool at our fingertips, ready to transform our creative visions into reality. Now, is there a future where AI outperforms us in everything? Maybe. But for now, our focus is on using AI to augment our creativity and not replace it. Think of AI as the stage, and we're the playwrights, directors, and actors all rolled into one. This is our moment to take a bold stance on blending technology with artistry in podcasting. So here's your invitation to experiment with AI in your next podcast production. You might find that AI doesn't dilute your personal touch. It amplifies what makes your storytelling unique. As we evolve with the times, incorporating AI into our creative toolkit can add new dimensions to our narratives, enriching our podcasts with layers of color, texture, and depth. It's time to explore the new horizons AI opens up for our podcasting adventures. Thanks again for listening to this podcast, Meet Your New Co-Host. This episode is hosted on Spreaker. I'm Tom Webster, and I'll see you next week.